this event looks like it's no exception.
Yeah, drought breeds drought, right? We see that time and time again. We're going to check in with D.C., where we do have some rain chances, and you step outside today and you feel how soupy the air is. You think it's got to rain. You do have a chance, but it's also still going to be warm. It's also still going to be pretty steamy out there. 82 degrees, feels like 88. Your dew point is 74. Our nights have not cooled down. We've been 80 plus now for 4 times in a row. The last time that's happened was 2011. And the storms coming in today, honestly, aren't going to make it too much better. It might knock down your temperatures a bit, but we're still going to be 94 today with it feels like over 100. So let's take a look out there. The Redskins are practicing starting today. The heat is on, and it's on for all of us from Southeast Virginia right through North Carolina down into South Carolina. Myrtle Beach, you've got a heat advisory. Charleston, we may hit 100 degrees again, looking ahead to the next couple of days. And we've already had 3 days for us. We normally only get 1 or less with 100 plus in Charleston. So we have that chance. The heat is on, temperatures up in the 90s. The feels like above the century mark continuing. Raleigh and Durham and the Triangle area has been one of the toughest spots, feeling like 108 this afternoon. Umbrellas are a must here, and not to protect you from the rain, actually, to help you with the sun. If you've got to be outside doing any kind of walking or extended time outside, sitting perhaps at your kids' practice, take an umbrella. You're going to get a break from the sun and the heat. D.C., we've got temperatures today that are going to top out in the 90s. Then we'll get back closer to average, but we don't really shake the humidity, I have to say, getting in through the weekend. All right, let's see what else is happening this morning. Here's the forecast.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Sometimes you think, oh, it's going to be 7, 8 degrees cooler, but actually it's going to be more humid. Yeah. So it's actually going to feel about the same, right?
So 90 yesterday, 84 today. I mean, we'll take it, right? You know, it will feel better. I can tell you firsthand, Florida Keys last week, the morning that we had rain, it was more comfortable than being in the bright, hot sun.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sometimes you can keep that sun off you.
Yeah.
The big change really is this trough that's coming and swinging on through. The question is, how long will it last? I mean, you kind of want it to last right till September.
Not long.
No, we're getting into August, and we're going to start out with the ridge building back in the Midwest.
But it's hopeful, you know. At least we got one little blip in the pattern, one little change.
Anytime you can get a break from the day after day after day, it's a good thing.
But we get back into the ridge pretty quickly.
Right.
So enjoy this. 75 degrees is actually 6 degrees below average Minneapolis, and I checked your dew points, 62. That's not bad.
This is kind of interesting. I mean, everybody even before the front comes through, because of all the moisture in the clouds down in the Ohio Valley, we're going to be some 5 to 10 degrees cooler temperature-wise.
It's not an air mass change, but it's just the clouds.
It's clouds. It's really clouds and rain that are keeping our temperatures down. So here you can see the low. Here comes the front. That's an air mass change. Yeah. This is air mass change going on through here, then into Chicago as we work on a Saturday. Beautiful weekend.
By the way, great weekend. Green Bay, Traverse City, amazing. Out there this morning, Traverse City, temperatures in the 60s, dew points in the 50s.
There's just something about walking outside when it's in the 50s and the low 60s in the morning. Try not to focus on that. Focus on this early on.
Focus on the positive.
Yeah, focus on the
Which happens to be negative, right?
Right, negative numbers,
the negative below average numbers are what we're talking about here. You'll see that right through the weekend. Chicago, perfect timing for Lollapalooza.
Yeah.
And then we're back into it.
Yeah,
this is a real summer for us finally, though, right? Chicago, this is real
it really is.
Summer.
It's a hot summer, and I mean, it won't be long before we're talking about, frost and freeze and all that sort of thing. But we do get back into the heat, potentially dangerous heat, in toward next week. But let's enjoy it while we can. Summer.
All right, well, Boston, driest June, July on record, so we need it. The drought monitor, Justin Cantor, I know you're interested in that, literally just came in. D2 area did expand in the Northeast, which is that severe drought. So I'm concerned about the lack of rain. This sunshine out here is not a good thing, Boston. We need some clouds. We need some rain. The heat, we could use a break as well, heading above 90 again today, which would be the 12th day this month. That's double what we normally get. There is an end in sight to the 90s, although we've got the moisture coming with it. So we will track the feels like to still be kind of uncomfortable with dew points in the 70s. So here we go, taking a look at the current situation out there. Today, temperatures starting warm, ending up in the low to mid 90s in New York and Philly, but it's going to feel like mid 90s when you factor in the fact that we've got dew points near 70 this morning. Couple of spots may see record highs today. We're looking at Worcester and Hartford, where you could tie it. Otherwise, within about 5 degrees here in Scranton, Binghamton, we're coming within 2 degrees of a record high reading today. So the heat is still up there. It's not a lot of records, but it's close. The humidity humidity is still up there. The moisture is there. It's going to feel uncomfortable. Temperature-wise, tomorrow 77 for you in Boston. Isn't going to be a cool 77. It'll be a wet and a humid 77 degrees. Saturday back to 84. Then we do get a 2-day break before the heat starts building yet again by the middle of next week. Now we'll go over to Paul to see what else is happening new this morning.
All right, Paul, the hot summer weather can be more than just uncomfortable. It can be dangerous. In South Carolina, a man died from heat exposure on Monday after being found on a trail in the city of Rock Hill. His body temperature was 109 degrees when he was found.
You know, unlike most illnesses where doctors tell you to wait for an ambulance, heat stroke is one of the only medical conditions that should actually be treated on site before heading to the hospital. So joining us with more on this is Yuri Hosokawa from the Corey Stringer Institute. KSI was founded after the death of Minnesota Vikings player Corey Stringer, who died from exertional heat stroke in 2001. Yuri, thank you for joining us. And tell us a little bit about the difference between classic heat stroke and exertional.
Be treating this. I mean, a lot of times waiting for an ambulance, especially in this case, may be too late, right?
That it's happening, because if someone is already sweating because they're exercise, what other signs should you look for?
Yourself. Should you be the first one to recognize your own signs?
Hosokawa, Director of Communications and Education for the Corey Stringer Institute. Thank you so much. Good information. We certainly need it going into the heat that we're going to see.
Yeah, and a lot of people now, of course, coming in off of summer where they may have spent time indoors,
in
getting
the AC,
outside for the first time.
Yeah.
Paul, the heat builds.